This is Vince Russo's The Brand.
I think I'm ready.
All right, in 3, and don't hit play. We're just doing the intro. We're just doing the intro, and then we're gonna go, and then we're gonna do a little spiel, and then we're gonna go into the watch.
Wait. We're gonna do a little intro spiel.
I'm gonna do a countdown to start the show, and then we're gonna go do a little thing, and then we're gonna do another countdown to go into the watch.
Oh, hit the play on the network.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you on the? Did your TV 14 already play?
No, I have not. Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, because I'm at the logo right now.
And Stinger, are you on the logo or are you waiting for the TV 14 screen?
Logo. It's fully in view.
Okay, cool. That's where I am too.
Hey,
Okay.
hang on. I just reloaded mine. Just a sec.
Such a nostalgic moment. Such a nostalgic moment. WCW.
All right.
You want to hear something shitty?
All
Oregon,
right.
I looked it up. Oregon's the only state that WCW never came to.
That's not true. I think.
Really?
Well, I could be wrong, but they never. I don't think they ever came here in Jersey.
All right. I actually already have the broadcast running right now.
Okay, we're good.
All right. In 3. This is not for the thing. This is just for the cutoff for Chantel.
Okay.
All right,
What do you mean? Okay.
Also, she knows where to start the show. What the cutoff to start the show with. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special show today. We're going to be doing our very first watch-along alternate commentary of our Nitro reviews. We got Broken Stinger, we got the Retro Shred, we got Brandon Stransky of AlternaTV here. Guys, how you doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Showtime. I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I got the bat. Let's do this.
All right, we'll be watching the 5/1/2000 edition of Monday Nitro match listing. We have Crowbar versus Norman Smiley. We got The Wall and Horace. We got Jeff Jarrett versus Steiner versus Hugh Morris. We got DDP versus Tank Abbott. We got Tank Abbott versus David Arquette. We got Hulk Hogan and Mike Awesome for the show tonight, as well as a bunch of other things. For some of you who don't know, this was the first Nitro that featured David Arquette as World Heavyweight Champion, having won the title in a tag match the Thunder beforehand. So that's kind of where we're at now. Guys, anything you want to add?
That's a pretty stacked card. I feel got a lot of star power. Got a lot of good names. You know, people bitch about this era of Nitro, and I just don't get it. I'm looking forward to this.
It's just different taste. I mean, it's the guys who honestly, this is just my theory. I think why a lot of people, or why some of the the hardcore WCW fans and like the people who were watching that, why they disliked Vince's work there was because, this is just my opinion, was because I think what it was is he wasn't writing for that kind of style. I think I think he may have been alienated by his style. I think that's where a lot of that rage comes from.
North and South kind of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing, exactly.
For sure.
More importantly than just the matches, you're going to see there's more to it than that. There's a lot of emotion. There's excitement. There's not guys flopping around for 10 straight matches in a ring with nothing in the back. No.
So what you're saying is there's a reason to be interested.
There's a reason for everything on this show to happen. It's not just random dude number 1 going out and wrestling random dude number 2 for 20 minutes with 2 commercial breaks with nothing on the line.
Yeah, hard pass on that stuff.
Hard pass. I'm going to swipe right on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've been doing this now for a few weeks. And
this is our 3rd show.
And Retro Shred is joining us this week. Great to have him. And And as with the previous 2 episodes, you think, you can't start off like with as great a bang as the previous episode or the previous episode. But once again, as we're going to get into in the show, we start off, hooking the viewer in, giving them a reason to watch, not straight away to the ring with Stephanie McMahon or Triple H cutting a boring promo or whatever the case may be. Don't watch a lot of Raw these days. But again, this show won't disappoint. Hopefully this show doesn't either. If not, there's always Indeed or Craigslist or Snag a Job.
All right. So if everybody's watching along, wants to watch along, we are currently staring at the WCW logo, about ready to hit play here in a few seconds. So if that's where you guys want to get to yourselves and watch along with us, we're about ready to go. You guys ready?
I am ready.
All right, going to count it down in 3, 2, 1. World Championship Wrestling. Fun fact about that logo, for some people might not know about. Oh, wait, never mind. I'll get to that later.
Oh, I was looking forward to it. Courtney Cox, I love
you.
Gotta be professional. Gotta be professional. I'm sorry.
No, that's professional. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with declaring your love for Courtney Cox. All right, we got a recap here of what happened on not Nitro, Thunder, the last episode that led to why David Arquette is the current World Heavyweight Champion.
And can't hear anything, but I don't need audio. Look at this. A hot Kimberly, a bloodied Sting. There's a story going on here, and I'm invested. Stinger's getting pummeled.
And if you watched Nitro the previous Monday to this show, you would understand there is a reason why Sting and Vampiro are covered in blood while watching this.
Yeah. Why was Eric Bischoff in the ring cutting a promo? Why is DDP? Ooh, Arquette fighting.
Why is Russo running off with Elizabeth in his arms?
Ooh, there she is, hot. Look at her. Oh, she broke a nail. Oh,
she can referee my match.
Spear. Sorry, gotta be
now. I will say this. I personally did not agree with this decision. I understand the logic that went into it, and I understand the reasoning that went into it. I have no problem with that at all. I just personally would not have done that. I personally don't agree with it, but I will give them all the credit in the world that they did everything that they could to fill in the plot holes and make it make sense.
And the thing that I like too is it's not like I said, we're talking off the air. It's not like they had him going over Harley Race or some legend or something.
Exactly.
I mean, they buried him, really.
David Arquette was not treated as a legitimate competitor. He was a guy who got lucky. That was how they booked it. That was the only way that could have been booked. Again, I personally, in my opinion, did not agree with it, but you got to give them credit that they worked their asses off to make it make sense.
Absolutely.
And he was a big wrestling fan. Are you guys seeing the parking lot brawl?
Yeah, we are watching the parking lot brawl.
And
we got Hogan. We got Mike Awesome and his awesome mullet.
Again, how do we start?
Anybody out there knows where I can buy one of those WCW security shirts? hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter, Retro Shred.
It might be covered in blood. Well, a legitimate one. But hey, again, we start off the show with a bang. This is funny, too. They pull up. The two sides have a standoff. And Hogan just rams his car right in between them. And we started off with a Vampiro Sting brawl last week. And it escalates this week. And we kick it up a notch to start off the show again. And we are live in Birmingham, Alabama. Never been there.
And
it looks like we got Crowbar coming on out now for his match with Norman Smiley.
But what did you guys, again, think of that opening segment?
I thought it was a great open. I mean, hot start to the show, kept the heat going between Hogan and Awesome, especially after what happened last week on Nitro. Makes all the sense in the world. Keep the story going.
Yeah, and Vince
high energy too.
Yes, and Vince had the bat. I wonder, tough guys with bat. I wonder where he got that idea. Okay. There's Screaming Norman.
He's actually told the story before of how he actually used the bat on the when he managed that one show that he managed Vito on an indie show against Cousin Luke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've never heard that before. I'll have to hear it. Okay. Now we're in the ring. We got Norman Smiley with a trash can full of kendo sticks, and we have his mystery part. Yep.
Yep.
We got
Bringing out his mystery partner, continuing that story, of course, with because he's got a match with Terry. Him and his mystery partner have a match with Terry Funk at Slamboree for the hardcore title, so they're kind of continuing this story.
oh,
Terry Funk in 2000 was going just as hard as he ever did. I saw one clip where he did a backwards moonsault off the top rope. I'm like, who okayed that?
right, and let's not forget this is
probably nobody. Probably just did it.
right after Beyond the Mat, where they're going over all his horrible injuries, seeing the doctors. And speaking of which, it looks like somebody's going to need a doctor after this match. Oh, he's doing the big wiggle. Trash can to the face. Don't know if you guys are in that exact spot. We have the mascot stuck in between the ropes. And it's not a single, we start off the show, not a single, one-on-one match with no psychology flipping around the ring.
I mean, it looks like this is a handicap. It looks like a tornado handicap match.
It's kind of a cluster, but I'm enjoying it. You could argue, well, is there psychology here? I don't know, but I think it's funny.
I mean, I think a match like this, the psychology is the fact that it's a hardcore and anything goes. It's really the only psychology you need.
Fair enough. Oh, Norman to the guardrail. Poor Norman. He never looks like he's wincing. Ooh, trash can to the head. Oh, Crowbar takes a chair to the back. Yikes. Come on, get out. Somebody give that mascot some lube. Something. Oh.
I wonder.
He's staying in kayfabe. He's keep that thing on his head no matter what.
That spot right there with the mascot getting his head with the head stuck in the thing, or Norman's partner. I wonder, was that spot inspired by the Mantar story?
I heard that before. That's funny. That's a good question. Only one way to find out, bro.
That's it.
And Norman takes a punch right to the head. He looks dazed. He looks like me.
Oh, no, not a padded chair. Come on.
It's like in the 80s they used to use those things. It's like, it's kind of half-assing it.
No, not that. I'm sorry. That hit with the padded chair just looked bad, man.
Well, I think it would still hurt.
I mean, it would still hurt, but it's like you'd be like, ooh, it wouldn't be like a ow.
Fair enough. Okay. Oh my God. Rough crowd. I always wonder what it would be like to be a ref in this match. Like, what do you do? Don't hit him too hard. Get in the ring. Huh?
Is that Nick Patrick? I didn't get to see.
Here's what I always enjoyed about these hardcore matches, like the creativity they were allowed to, and because they had no handcuffs and they were able to do whatever they wanted.
Right. Still stuck in the ring. Are you guys up to Crowbar doing a splash off the apron?
Yep. Just splashed him. Crowbar with a big splash.
Ouch.
I'm seeing some dirty three-way action here. I might be ahead of you guys.
It's a dirty three-way. Yeah, one guy with his head caught in the ropes.
Dirty three-way. Are they all in the ring?
Yeah, they're kind of forming a locomotive.
Crowbar, not quite there yet.
I'm kind of disturbed.
I just saw Crowbar try to dive through the ropes, and Norman cut him off with a chair shot.
I am up to the part where I don't know why Crowbar just
hit Norman in the nuts with his kendo stick.
And now he's kind of spanking the mascot stuck inside the ropes, which we all know is Ralphus.
Yes.
And now,
spoiler alert.
Smoochy boochy, Tony. Too bad we can't have audio.
And here comes the three-way wiggle.
Three-way wriggle. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my.
Now, her standards and practices was pretty heavy on him back in his time, but I didn't get away with that. I think I probably get away with a lot of things.
This is ridiculous. Oh, nice crossbody. That's going to leave a mark. That was me last night. I got clobbered in hockey. Ooh. Anyway, back to the match.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys catch that pop when on the three-way wiggle? Notice that crowd reaction?
Well, the one-way wiggle with just himself always got a pop. It was the reason that he was supposed to be a heel, if you didn't know, and then he was doing the wiggle and people liked it, so they made him face. So
exactly. What is that guy going with the grain of the crowd and what they want? Oh my God! Such a revolutionary concept.
So a three-way wiggle would be 3 times. Yes, revolutionary. Revolutionary, the big mystery. Crowbar.
Crowbar's going up. Norman cuts him off.
Oof.
Ooh. He hit R2 just the right time.
Ooh, nice.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Fashion Rosie before it was cool.
I have that. I have that in my notes too. Some kind of Rosie O'Donnell reference. Who said that? Rosie O'Donnell in the corner.
Send her to Venezuela, then they'll never starve down there again.
Did they get?
And Norman with the roll up for the win.
And the mascot, he was just kind of a dud. You know, the mascot kind of reminded me in this match, the Christmas Story with the younger brother getting pummeled and just laying on the ground. That's what that kind of reminded me of.
I can see that.
Did they say another line? I think his water's about to break.
So what do you guys think of the match?
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was good. I thought it was funny. I thought mascot should have done some more. The mystery partner should have done some more besides just hang out in the corner.
Fair enough. But I'll take it over anything today.
I mean, the only reason why, other than that, the only reason why he would be out there is just reminded, oh yeah, we're still running this story. Other than that, they did nothing with him.
Right.
I'm pretty into Tony Schiavone's character. He was looking smooth.
Mark Madden's looking big. I got to give Madden props though. His lines kind of pop me in these shows. And again, normally you would say three's a crowd with announced teams. I kind of like this three-way announced team. Just me personally. I thought that was good flow.
It's definitely candy to the ears when after getting done watching Raw on a Monday night. That's for sure.
Oh God.
Oh God, I was right. Where's my aspirin? Honey, fetch my sedative. I'm kidding. Okay.
That suit though, God, that suit that he's wearing.
Who?
You watching Arquette roll down the hallway yet?
And see here,
Yes.
yep, we're down the hallway with Arquette and Canyon and DDP. And again, this is the booking that covers him being the champion. It's him going, I got lucky. I shouldn't have this. I don't want it anymore.
You think Kimberly Page has ever had a slice of pizza in her life?
Smoochy boochie.
Probably not.
Not with me. That's all that matters. Ugh. Oh boy.
Here come Flair and Luger. Team package.
That was an interesting team, those two.
Quick cuts here too, I'm noticing.
Yeah. Look at Flair with his locks. Courtney Cox is back. Can't complain. Arquette with his shades. You're not a movie star. I wonder where they're filming that.
And I think the last day was on Twitter that somebody didn't bring up David Arquette. How long do you think it's been? Somebody on there didn't mention it. I think it's probably been a long time.
And Kurt Russell.
Now this is actually good character for David Arquette. He would totally take that back to Hollywood and show it off, but in the locker room with the real wrestlers, he'd be like, no way, I don't deserve this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now we cut to, are you guys up to Chuck Palumbo or
Sean Stasiak?
John Stasiak, excuse me. I always get those three guys mixed up. Palumbo, Stasiak, O'Hare.
Yep, and continuing the story with him and Hennig about him trying to break the free throw shoot record.
Well, it wouldn't be me. Put a shirt on. I'm kidding. I'm jealous.
I wouldn't. I was
He's ripped. No, I'd imagine with these, he's not going to get a bunch in a row, so they'll probably do cut and just put him back in. Or maybe
surprisingly, Sean Stasiak actually follows me on Twitter.
You still wrestling?
No, I think I don't know what. I actually think I know what it was. Like I retweeted something that or the interview that he did with Vince, and I think he's kind of followed me after that.
Nice.
Brownie points for you, Mr. Stransky. Okay, here comes David Arquette. He's flanked by Mr. DDP and Canyon,
and the late great Chris Canyon.
Yeah. Now, not quite the Jersey Triads, if you remember that, with Bigelow. So they were all, the storyline, they were all from Jersey. I didn't know for the longest time that DDP was from Jersey, actually, until recently.
You actually didn't include
First Jersey-born Hall of Fame. Yeah, first Jersey Shore Hall of Famer. He made that announcement at a recent show I went to last year.
Nice.
And the movie star's cutting a live promo to the crowd. I bet the sunglasses help. They help me sometimes.
You ever hear the story? You ever hear Bret Hart talk about why he wore glasses?
Yeah, he was nervous.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, his first interview, he said he was a nervous wreck, and he's like, somebody give me a pair of shades, and that's where it all blossomed into.
Yeah, he said his eyes were darting around constantly because he was so nervous.
So turn a positive.
He's a great worker, but never quite the great stick man that.
A great what?
Oh, great stick man, great talker. Fair to the mic.
You know,
He wasn't terrible.
He had confidence, but he wasn't like, he wouldn't like really bring you into the story. He didn't have that edge like Flair or Austin. Like, he didn't have that extra personality. He just didn't, you know, with all due respect.
Yeah. He got it done the ring though.
Like you hear a lot of his interviews, he puts over the fact that, you know, he was like probably one of the best, if not the best technician, but, you know, Hulk Hogan wasn't, and you see who drew more money.
Yeah. So we got Arquette. He's handing over the belt, letting DDP and Jarrett fight for it in the cage at Slamboree, the three-tiered cage. But we got new blood coming out to keep that from going on.
You know, I got to be honest. Jeff Jarrett always had go-away heat with me. I just, something about that guy. Maybe he's the perfect heel then. Even back in the early WWF days, I just couldn't stand that guy.
He was definitely a better heel than a babyface for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's like I went back and watched some of his TNA stuff, and like when he was a babyface fighting Sex, and he just came across as pretty bland as a babyface, whereas he had a lot better material as a heel, and came across a lot more witty.
Miss Elizabeth, oh, rest easy, sweet princess.
I was thinking the same thing. Not a lot of acting with Jarrett, though. I think a lot of times if you're a really good heel, a lot of that's not acting in some cases, but AKA Mr. Bischoff. There he is. There's Vinny Roo. But, oh, Eric. Who died and made you king, Slappy?
Oh, yeah, look at that. A plot hole actually being addressed. Wrestlers can't make matches.
Wrestlers can't make matches. Oh, boy. That's a good point. I like where they're going with this. Like, okay, you're the champion now. You dug yourself a hole. You're going to have to get yourself out. And I agree, Jarrett was a better heel. Just arrogant with the sunglasses on, in your face. I am the chosen one. Only thing is, when I watch these back, I get irritated that they have to play over the original music that I listened to as a kid.
Yeah.
And you notice that Arquette's talking trash again, but you notice the only reason why he's doing it is look who's in front of him.
Good point. Good point. Well,
look at the security he's got.
You sure it's not Tony? You sure it's the
came and went so fast. I still don't get why people get so worked up about putting the belt on the guy. I don't know. It was like what, 2 weeks, 1 week, and then 17 years later, people are just still going on and on and on.
Not even a full 2 weeks. Not even
a full 2 weeks. Yeah, I've seen worse reigns. I really have.
So now they're making the match a three-way at Slamboree. The three-way triple tier cage between with Arquette defending it against Page and Jarrett.
And Kimberly is still looking lovely. Kimberly up. Here comes Luger.
Oh, here comes
Luger, like only showing up in street clothes in this era. Like he shows up in street clothes here, and he's wearing like a jersey when he comes to the ring. And
like I really liked what they did with the veterans in this. Like it was like in this new blood angles, like the veterans felt fresh again. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of went casual dress code.
Yeah. Well, I think the veterans were kind of. There's a little bit of realism to it. You know what? We're gonna come to the ring. We're gonna wear some of us are gonna wear our street clothes because we do what we want because we've been here long enough. I think that might explain it. I popped the match last week. I think Flair, if you remember, was wrestling in his street clothes, which I still get a kick out of that. And now Russo's gone. I think he's back in New York.
Yeah, he's running from Luger, because Luger's trying to get Liz back.
Almighty.
And they just announced David Arquette versus Tank Abbott for tonight.
Oh, she is hot when she is evil. And he is an asshole when he's evil, Bischoff. And here comes Tank Abbott. Oop. I don't know if that'll get bleeped out.
Tank Abbott didn't, and Tank Abbott never really did anything for me.
No,
he wasn't that good on the mic. He was pretty awkward, pretty strange on the mic.
Yeah, bland promos. Ugh. Put a shirt on. Yikes. God almighty, she's hot. Paige is a lucky guy.
And he even
when you work at a strip club for decades, you gotta kind of cross something that's
Hey Stingers, you notice that Paige has pointed out about Bischoff what you just said? You don't gotta try real hard, do you, Bischoff?
No, and again, getting back to what I said, sometimes if you're really an asshole, you could tell some guys it's not a lot of acting. Or in some cases, if they're a good guy, sometimes it's not a lot of acting. I.e., a heel Jim Ross, a heel Sting doesn't really work. A heel Bischoff, a heel Vince McMahon works very well.
And then we have a brawl. Everybody's fighting each other. We have Tank fighting Paige. We have Arquette and Bischoff fighting. We got Jarrett and Canyon fighting. And security.
Arquette's getting pummeled. This is just a friendly gathering. Oh, party's over. I wish Vince could have stayed in here for this. Well, he's got the bat, so.
He's got his own story going on.
I know. Oof. Getting pummeled.
Got wants Goldberg.
And they're calling for Goldberg. To see, that's what over is. When people are calling for you to come into a segment that you're not even in.
Goldberg.
You think they do that for Sami Zayn?
Absolutely. In Margaritaville. Or at Wade Keller's house. Or, excuse me, Meltzer Magoo.
Or at Camp Mark.
There you go. God, she's hot. And Tank Abbott promo. I think my Benadryl
was mild.
He's like... It's funny that he's missing his front teeth, too, like a hockey player.
I won't say that Tank Abbott was a bad promo, but he was when he needed to be. He cut the promos that he needed to cut. I'll say that much.
He's kind of like a Brock Lesnar promo, just straight to the point. I'm not really, no BS. Don't mess with me. You're going to get knocked out. Plain and simple.
And there's certainly an appeal to that.
Absolutely.
Design, yeah.
Luger's pissed.
Heat it up.
Oh, he threw a phone. Throw the kitchen sink. Nope, he's not in there.
We're back with Sean Stasiak and his quest to break the free throw record.
Still draining him.
Woo! Who's that hot blonde? That's what I want to know.
Absolutely perfect, he says.
She's doing a good job handling his balls. Yeah, I know, that fell flat. Wah, wah, wah. Good shot. He's not bad. He's making it look easy. I could throw a decent shot sometimes, but here's...
What was his gimmick at this point? He's got a tie-dye shirt. Is he like a hippie?
He was...
Oh, Misfits in that. This is leading into Misfits in action.
Oh.
Okay.
And look at Bischoff, all cocky, feet on the table. Just, I'm not even hearing the audio.
He's got a Sami Zayn hat, but it's made out of leather. That's uptown.
He's not taking you in his taxi, I assure you. Mr. Hugh Morris is no Sami Zayn.
So what we got going on now is in the three-way match. Bischoff's talking about the three-way match between Jarrett, Steiner, and Hugh Morris, and saying that if any of the Misfits in action get involved, they're all fired.
Yep. What a great guy. Here comes the
Wall. We got the Wall versus Horace up next.
Wall's a big dude.
He actually slimmed out when he got to TNA too. He lost a lot of weight when he went to TNA.
Oh, is this the original music I'm hearing right here, or is this a network overdub?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The only ones I remember for sure are Sting, Jarrett, and Hogan's. I don't think they changed for whatever reason, but they changed Sting.
I hated them dubbing over a lot of those themes.
I can tell if it's original. If you hear the reverb slapping back off the walls in the arena,
it
sounds pretty authentic, I think.
Right, but Sting, DDP, and Jarrett were the three that bugged me the most.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I think they changed. Who did they change? They changed Jericho, Page, Raven, Saturn.
Huh?
What's weird is that they've changed some old WWF ones too, like Rick Rude's, his old classic synth theme from the '80s. They switched up. I'm like,
really?
Yeah, I don't know if they didn't own that, if they just licensed it for a while, or.
Strangely, they left a couple of knockoff themes in here, like Rick Steiner's and Terry Funk's.
Right.
Man, and the wall to the top rope. Ooh! Yikes! Splash.
Come down, DDT.
They're really laying it in here. Yeah, he's about to. I'm there now. My girlfriend, my friend over here, he's off on the side. Like, what are they talking about?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. You said your girlfriend, and then you said your friend.
I'll show you. You'll see.
Jabron.
DVD.
What we got here? What's the score? Oh, never mind. Forget it.
And here comes Stacy Keibler, Miss Hancock, continuing that story of hers coming out during different. And I like how they kept the story with her consistent of like, or she's not, or we're figuring we don't exactly know what her goal is, but it advances every week because it's always a different person's matches she goes out to see. So it's still progressing.
The character here was a throwback to Alexandra York or the York Foundation in early WCW. You guys remember that?
Yep.
Who ended up being Marlena Goldust, yeah.
If it turned into her giving her guys a laptop to hit them over the head with, I'd call it more Alexandra York.
Right. Yeah, that outfit looks a little chilly compared to the original.
I mean, I don't think it's really fair to compare every woman in a skirt suit and hair in a bun to Alexandra York.
That's
Here comes Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman over the top rope.
And the choke slam to Horace through the table, and that's it.
Oof. Not a bad choke slam. Not a lot. I wonder how much there is to give with those tables. Like they're partially sawed in half before they're put through, right?
I think most of those guys probably weigh enough to where it's probably not a problem.
Okay, I thought I heard.
The match beatdown continues.
Kidman off the top rope. Now, guys, are we sitting here? We're going to do the whole show?
Here we go.
Yep, we're going all the way.
Oh, boy.
Here comes Hogan.
My favorite WCW theme of all time, right here. That is my jam.
Can't complain to this. He's not coming out as Hulk, though. He's coming out as Terry Bollea.
Right. You know, when he came to WCW, like, we need something that sounds like your old theme, but not the same. Nailed it. Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good substitution for his Real American theme.
Right.
Oh, here comes Mike Awesome.
And continue the thing with Mike Awesome.
Yeah, with the mullet.
Yes. Oof.
I know I said this in the last show, but I really liked the change in direction that Hogan's character went during this angle. Like it felt like he was, I wouldn't say it was the same thing as like when he turned heel and joined the NWO, but it kind of along those same lines of like, refresh himself. Yeah.
Dude, that timekeeper is getting a workout.
You think so? Oh,
Damn.
man. Yeah, loose cannon. And I don't know, it just irritates me. I kind of get what the storyline-wise, he has to get beat down. You just want somebody to come help him. But it's like the mentality, like he just doesn't need anybody. or he doesn't have anybody, he doesn't need anybody, but he kind of does.
Well, they've been having Nash come out to his aid.
1 week. Oh, he's back up. Ouch. Awesome's taking a pummeling on the top. He's winding up. Boom. That's got to be awkward. That's got to be worse than on a toilet seat after a bad taco day. I would not want to be up there like that. Up, here comes Kidman.
How do you think Hulk felt about selling for Kidman so much? Do you think he was resistant to it, or?
Well, as Vince said, no. Just like Sting wasn't with Vampiro. Just like
Luger. Graveyard.
Pick the devil.
Here we go. My territory. And I kind of have vivid memories of this as a kid. And this was shot after a show when they had to do it all after Sting and Vampiro to put their paint back on. They had to get back out there. So it wasn't under the best circumstances, but they did it. They did it.
I love this gimmick so much because it's so original. I mean, it seemed like for a long time the Undertaker kind of had the market cornered on the dark, creepy character, you know, that he kind of took the torch from Kevin Sullivan, but Vampiro really made this his own, you know.
Yeah, he was definitely unique.
Definitely underserved market.
I've been in deep shit. Apparently, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Anyway, back to the match. Or not match. All right, and we go to a commercial break with an eerie image of Vampiro. That was interesting. Here comes Vinny Roo, and he's got Liz.
Now, are we at R&B security yet, or is this regular WCW security?
It has to be Russo Bischoff security.
It's regular WCW security. It's on their shirts.
Yeah, but I think it's Russo Bischoff security, but they got the shirts on. I could be wrong. I think I noticed that too, because it's later in the show. You might notice a bunch of them come out with WCW shirts, but they say
Russo's on.
And he's cutting a promo. And Vince is putting a lot of passion into this.
That's one of the things I asked him. I was like, was it kind of hard for you to jump in front of the camera? And it looks like it wasn't.
No, just F it, just like this. Just F it, just do it. Bring it, baby. He probably a little nervous, but he probably said, you know what? Screw it. I'm confident in my own abilities.
And, you know, I totally hate to be that guy, but it must be cold in there because Liz is... Yeah.
What's Mark Madden saying? Oh, Russo rethink it.
Too many chair shots.
And I like it that they're ringside too. They took him away from the ring now, but Mr. Russo.
Now we got Jarrett, Steiner, and Hugh Morris for their three-way. Been a good show so far. I mean, everything's made sense and everything's been covered.
Mm-hmm.
Crowd's hot.
Jeff Jarrett's career as a whole, where do you rank this run for him? Like, do you think this is probably his best work?
I'd say you probably have to say it's his best work.
It would have to be, yeah.
Right.
Or maybe his stuff like right before he left the Fed.
Right before, or I should say right after he got the Intercontinental title and, you know, left WWF and came here and kind of stepped up to that next level.
There's a little inside story behind all that. For whatever reason, him and Vince were close, and then there's a little, I don't know if it's true that like Vince helped him orchestrate his last day leaving when he wasn't under contract when he faced China.
I think Vince has said that he had nothing to do with that.
Okay, and then if you remember the promo from the first show we did, Brandon, where him and Jarrett were doing a shoot on Jim Ross, Jim Ross held him back, and now they can't hold him back anymore. So I don't know what that's all about, but there's, you know, now he's getting a big push.
Some freaks coming down the ramp.
It's not like he doesn't deserve it, but
Steiner knew how to pick out the ladies, man. Steiner knew how to pick them.
Woo! I'm doing a Ric Flair woo for the ladies. Woo! More appropriate. Nobody, look at that.
Alabama give Conrad a chance to roll tide.
Overall body, you could argue Luger or Steiner, but I don't think I ever saw anybody in wrestling with bigger biceps than Scott Steiner. I don't think so.
Me either.
Have you guys seen this workout video?
I have not.
It's hysterical. It's everything you'd imagine. Oh, he takes the sign.
This is the
I think he
part
takes
I
another
love.
sign.
When he interacts
What
with
a
fans up
heel.
the ring, when he's a heel coming down the ramp. This is what I love. He gets in their faces.
Wait, he avoided that sign.
Some
Yeah, take
guys,
that one.
some guys would just kind of walk by and give guys a dirty look, but he'll stop right in front of you. He just knocked 3 signs out. This is routine. 4 signs.
And people think that he was being a dick to these guys, and it's like, do you realize that these guys are gonna go home and be like, Scott Steiner ripped my sign from me?
Dude, he almost knocked that freak backwards when he was ripping that sign out of the guy's hand.
Oh man, here we go. Hey, are you guys up for taking an intermission halfway or no?
You got to use the bathroom or something?
Yeah.
That's fine, man. You can jump out real quick. That's fine. Maybe.
Well, not yet, but.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, his promos were always just so freaking savage.
Glasses on, rest the big biceps on the ropes, flanked by 2 ladies.
I don't remember if it was Tony Schiavone or not, but they were asking him about some of the best ribs they'd ever seen, and I think he said, the only time he had Scott Steiner on live mics, kind of a rib on everybody.
And Hugh Morris comes to the ring.
Who dressed this guy? He's got half capris. He's got scorpions as his music, which is cool. He's got a tie-dye shirt. Is he trying to look like Dusty?
I don't
He
know, man.
He kind of reminds me of Dude Love.
Something. I just, ugh.
Well, he's taking a beating.
Yeah, you can bring your own clothes, but yeah.
That may have been Van Hammer's shirt when he was doing the hippie gimmick.
Yeah.
And of course, you got the New Blood members working together with Steiner and Jarrett.
That's funny. They were having problems at this time with fans jumping in the ring, and Steiner's sitting there egging them on, come on in. And they're like, Doug Dillinger's like,
I don't know if anyone would be stupid enough to jump in the ring with Steiner in there.
yeah,
Well,
or drunk enough.
Maybe
That's
not
true.
Steiner. Someone was dumb enough to do it when Hall, Nash, and Hogan were in the ring. So I think that's as bad as it gets.
And someone did it in a Sting mask with Hogan, Piper, and Savage
Well,
in a
That's-
cage, which is even dumber.
something similar might happen in this show. Hint, hint. Not doing any spoilers, but if it's in a Sting mask, it's very nice. Okay, we're having a little disagreement here between Jarrett and Steiner. Who's getting the pin? Ooh, Big Papa Pump's backing him off.
I'm thinking that's the foreshadowing of things that come later in this match, or immediately following.
Ooh, big
Jarrett's
clothesline.
Oh
Kiss
my!
And he's kissing the biceps. I am the chosen one. The double J.
Jarrett's
on
the
top.
best freaking thing about this match right now.
You think so?
There it is.
Him just pretending to help out Steiner while Steiner was beating up Hugh Morris was hilarious.
And here comes.
And then trying to capitalize on Steiner's back's turn, that just made the whole match right there.
You know what I actually enjoy about this era of WCW? The ring sounded really good when they bumped on it. It sounded like there was like wood. It sounded like it's about to break every time.
Yeah.
For me, that was really cool.
It's different from nowadays.
Yeah, it sounds like they might get kind of hot or something. I don't know. Maybe just how they put it together, but nice touch. Are you guys watching Jarrett with the guitars yet? Ooh.
Yep.
He's got the guitar in his hand. Steiner
clock
climbing on
Steiner.
Morris. Ooh, yep, just nailed Steiner. Not a lot of things could bring Steiner down that quickly. And Hugh Morris with the pin. All right, glad to see everybody's getting along.
I think this is what led to Steiner's short little face turn.
And here come the Misfits in action, coming to congratulate.
And Sting has entered the graveyard.
Yes.
In full gear and paint. I'm not sure at first. The black and white grainy kind of feel to it. I think it kind of overshadowed it a little too much. I think just the guys in their outfits in the graveyard was enough.
You think it went a little too cinematic with it?
I think so, my opinion. But it's not horrible. It's still cool.
And one thing I always hear like the smart marks bitching about when it comes to like a lot of the match finishes is like he used a guitar and they didn't get a DQ when they blatantly ignore the story that covers all that. They just look at the base result.
Yeah, they take little bites out, fits their narrative.
They're wasting away in Margaritaville. All right,
And Misfits in Action were just fired, as like Bischoff had warned earlier.
Even though they didn't interfere. But he's Bischoff, so he does what he wants. Get a haircut. Oh, boy.
She's like, Vince, put your shoes on, man. You're killing me. Look at those cargo pants. Those were so 2000, man.
Ooh. Now, whose watch is that he has around his neck? I think that's Luger's. Or
No,
no,
Flair's.
Flair's. Okay.
I love that
Rolex.
touch right there, right when Vampiro walks out behind that.
Yeah, see, I remember he even said he was saying like because that was the 410 show when the first New Blood show, and he even said like they may have been an audible. I just took it right. He even said like he thinks it was an audible. He just took it right there.
What do you mean?
When Vince took Flair's watch.
Now we have Vampiro stalking Sting in the graveyard.
Now, do you think this segment would have been better with no commentary and just kind of let it play out, or do you appreciate what they added to it here?
I think it would have been better with no commentary.
No.
I didn't think of that. That's a good point. I think that's a good point. That no commentary, just watch.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, like nothing. You don't really want anything distracting you from this.
Except us talking now. That's different. But
that definitely adds. That's what they really needed here.
We got a 40-something-year-old man, full face paint, running through a graveyard at night. Bet you Steve Borden never thought he'd be doing this. Pretty eerie. I remember watching this as a kid, and I was like, "Oh my God, Sting! He's right behind you, Stinger! Come on, turn around!" It drove me nuts.
I don't understand the flack that they got for this feud. You know, I guess people just aren't into this kind of stuff.
Man, yeah, you're right. The grainy is no bueno, man. It's really hard to.
It's too much, right?
Yeah, and it's really hard to see, especially Sting.
Yeah. Like, I think it's overshadowing. Like, their outfits are scary enough, and they're in a graveyard, but not to complain too much. That's just...
Do you think maybe they're kind of doing like a less is more, though? Like, if they overdid it, then it might kind of take away from the realism. Like,
maybe they dulled the color instead of going black and white. That might have worked.
This pains me to watch, even as a kid. Mother effer, stop hammering the Stinger with a shovel.
Oh, that's a pretty stiff shot there.
Sting's about to get buried. Not as bad as when Triple H did it at Mania, but he's about to get buried.
Oh, grave desecration. That's got to be a crime in 50 states.
Oof, that's got to hurt. Sting doesn't lose a lot of his face paint, I notice, in this beatdown.
He says, I've heard of a tombstone pile driver, but this is a lot worse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not a real tombstone, of course, I'm assuming.
No. Yeah, this...
I remember watching this with my girlfriend, and she's like, why aren't they a tag team?
I'm sorry. I didn't like how he stood there holding the tombstone, and Sting is just staring at him like, hit me with it. Hit me with it.
Right. Well, you have to keep in mind, Vince said this was done. Ooh.
That wheelbarrow, that's the one that got me. That thing looked like it could have went right on his head.
I know.
That went down quick.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I was wondering like how he avoided that, but you got to keep in mind, Vince said they shot this right after a show, so he had to get repainted up. They're probably both tired, but I kind of cringed at that too, Brandon, to be honest with you. Oof. But not horrible.
But also too, if you clock somebody, if you shatter a tombstone over somebody's head, man, that's an ambulance ride, man.
That's CTE right there. Yeah.
What are you guys up to now?
We're seeing the replay of the finish to that.
Okay. Oof. What?
I think Tony Schiavone could call it a break.
I can tell him I continue to break. Okay.
That's another thing I love so much about Tony Schiavone. Even if he just couldn't stand the storyline, it was just you didn't want to do it. You could never tell. He always gave it 100%. He's loud. He's into it. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I never had the feeling that Tony ever, phoned in a show.
Ever.
Gave it his all. Bischoff said he was a hardworking guy.
Yeah, he's worth every penny they paid him, that's for sure. You don't know, they not to say to kiss his ass, but... Oh, there you go. That's the Nirvana ripoff, isn't it?
I called it. I referred to this theme as a knockoff of a Nirvana knockoff.
Yeah, I heard Dave Grohl was actually pretty pissed when he heard this.
I did hear that too. Yeah.
What's the Nirvana knockoff? Page's theme.
Yeah, it Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Which is funny. So you got to rip off a song that was popular like 10 years ahead of time.
I know, right?
What are you doing, man?
All right. All right, guys.
I think he had that theme in '96.
It's
still
Yeah.
5 years after the fact.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Stinger's got to go up to the rafters really quick for a quick break. I will be back. It will be showtime.
Ham sandwich, no good ham bone. What's next?
So is Tank Abbott just punches? Is that kind of what his repertoire is here at WCW?
Yeah, he's coming out because he came out of the UFC.
Right.
In fact, another little fun fact, in the episode of Friends where Courtney Cox dated a guy who wanted to get into MMA, it was Tank Abbott who kicked that guy's ass in the show.
I think I remember seeing that, yeah. He's like in the hospital, and he's all hurt. She's trying to talk him out of it or something.
Now we see why we're not seeing any assistance from Page or Canyon and Arquette. They're locked in the locker room.
Tying up plot holes, man. I love it. Explaining things.
And all it takes is a little 15-second shot like that. It's not that hard.
Quick shot. Yeah, lost art for sure. Okay, so I like that Tank had a little bit of physicality besides just throwing some punches and stuff. He was working. That's cool. I can appreciate that.
Every single day and night. That's what I got.
Cheap shot from Jeff Jarrett dressed as a fan.
It's in my phone.
Man, he's all over this show, isn't he?
First of all,
Yep.
just for sex, don't you think we would have fucked by now?
Well, you heard why Vince said like he kept Jarrett around as the top as the top guy because he's like the guy he could rely on.
And I think
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're dependable, it doesn't matter how good you are on the mic sometimes, or not that he was terrible, but yeah, dependability takes you a long way.
You can overlook a few little things, for somebody who's reliable and you can count on.
Definitely. Being a good politician probably helps too.
Of course, in WCW, I don't know if Jarrett was in any position to be playing politics.
he's a player, he only wants you for sex. That's
So apparently, I think Bischoff hated him or didn't care for him too much.
Right. As long as you got one guy at the top. Dude, that floor is nasty. His fans just like throwing all the garbage and stuff.
Yeah.
Really never pay attention to this stuff.
If I wanted you for sex, don't you think I would have fucked you by now? I've wanted space from you. Back to my show. gets a little long. We're doing the whole episode. I'm sorry. So if you want to hang around, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Welcome back, Stinger.
I'm back.
DDP
back
doing the
in
stretcher job.
I've been accused of something.
Oh, what'd you do? Or allegedly?
I'm just gonna say it on this show. This was my girlfriend. I was very honest with her. My life's kind of a wreck right now. I told her I don't want a girlfriend right now, or it just wasn't working out between us. And another friend I've been texting goes behind my back and tells her he just wants you for sex. He's a player. If that were the case, don't you think we would have done it by now? That whole theory's out the window. I'll put her in a scorpion deathlock later. Don't worry.
And also,
Anyway, back to the show.
if that was the case, why would you initiate a breakup?
If that was the case, why would I initiate a breakup? Thank you, Brandon.
Exactly.
So that's okay.
Sounds like Brandon's trying to run interference. Yeah, turning heel on you.
Brandon with the save. Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna cut a promo on her later.
You should do.
What?
Put that makeup on me. That same makeup on me.
Oh,
Got Billy
it
Kidman out.
kind of burns.
So, I don't care.
For next show, remind me. Okay. She wants to put the face paint on, guys. You think should be initiated?
I'm a team.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
You know, I've done many times. I've never done it somebody else's face. I should probably do a good job.
I'm evil. When I get mad,
When you get mad, you're evil. When I get mad, I'm just mad.
no.
I got a bat.
No,
Just saying.
No,
I'm kidding.
when I'm mad, I'm evil. And let's just say I'm glad that you were upfront with me because she's not gonna get it. She's
Oh, don't worry. I'm cutting a promo on her later. It's going to be gloves off. Okay, back to the show.
I don't need somebody to turn around.
Are you guys Billy
Man.
Kidman cutting a promo in the ring? Sorry for the interruption, guys.
Yeah, we're good.
Now, just to
Man.
recap, what have we seen so far? Tank Abbott got beat by David Arquette because DDP came out, and
We have not seen that yet. No, that's not happened yet. Tank
that
Abbott.
was from another
Yeah, we
episode.
saw
Tank Abbott sent Paige to the hospital.
Ouch.
And I thought Kidman was really good in this role of just that disrespectful, I don't give a shit, F you,
There's a
punk.
lot of
you know?
realism to it.
Look at what you said.
Yeah, he was good on the mic. I definitely got him part of where he was. Looks like my network glitched out a little bit there. I'm at 49.40 right now. Is that where you guys are?
I'm at 50-20.
50-20. All right, I'll catch up here. Jump up here.
I know one better that I can do.
All right, there we go.
And of course, during the promo, Kidman's calling out the Millionaires Club. Even
Is that Terry Taylor backstage?
that is Terry Taylor.
There we go.
And we got Nash watching Kidman calling out any old person in the New Blood. I'm sorry, in the Millionaires Club. And Terry Taylor's pointing Nash to the ring.
And he's in his street clothes, and he means business.
That's it.
Yeah. Now, he's still got a bad ankle from last week's show. Don't forget.
Yeah. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think they're still selling the leg injury from when Awesome attacked him.
Now, see, Samoa Joe made a comment like that in TNA and got bitch slapped by Nash. I'm guessing Kidman got away with it here.
That's what I thought, as in it's not Nick. Now she's like, ooh.
No, I think actually what he got slapped for was when he did that promo where he shed on Scott Hall.
Oh, okay. Was that what it was?
Yeah,
Call him old timer or whatever.
because apparently there actually was a legitimate reason for Hall not to be there, and he said, he was told, hey, cut a promo on Hall not being there, and Joe went into business for himself.
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
Now, I like how they're booking Kidman, even though he's smaller than Nash, he's a heel, and it was, and also showed shock and fear when Nash came out, he still went to jump him. He didn't run like a pussy.
Yeah, that's a fair point to him.
I'm sorry, guys. What were you saying?
Like if this were WWE today, as soon as Nash's music hit, if this were WWE today, as soon as Nash's music hit, Kidman would have been up in the rafters by now. By then.
Yeah, he would have powdered out of there the 15th row.
Did you see that knee to Kidman's gut?
That looked nasty.
He sold that better than Vince did back in the day. PC Richards' son. Holy mackerel!
I feel like a lot of the stuff from Nash is pretty snug.
Kidman was a good bumper and seller.
Nash does the elbow in the ring. He's a big dude. I meet some of these guys in person, like DDP, Vince. You're looking up to him. Nash, I'll probably need a friggin'. I'll have to go to the chiropractor just for my neck going straight up so high, or something.
I feel like a lot of the selling with Nash, like,
loser,
just stems from the fact that no one's brave enough not to.
Fuck her.
Because if you don't, I think it's just laid in for real.
And we got Conan and Ray coming out for the save because of their filthy animal connection.
Oof.
Conan's a pretty fun follow on Twitter. He's actually super responsive and pretty nice guy to talk to on Twitter. He just randomly messaged me and told me about his show. I hadn't listened to it before. It was actually a pretty cool show. Him and Disco, Keeping It 100 podcast.
Oof. Conan does seem like a chill guy. He hasn't messaged me yet, but he's taken.
Man,
is hitting him now.
What a freaking bump by Ray on that. And that was all.
Yeah, that was like this, like Ray's pride, I feel.
That was all Ray bumping that.
Now she brought that up.
Ouch. Okay.
Oh.
I can't wait till I take that boxing class. I feel like I'm on freaking Real Housewives of New
I really liked Nash during this era too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was solid. You didn't have to give him much direction, I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I think that they mentioned that for part of the story that Ray and Conan had asked for their releases, and all of a sudden they showed up to back up their old Filthy Animals buddy, Billy Kidman.
I'm at
Is that
where you guys are?
Hold on, is that the backstage board underneath the monitor? Like because there's I noticed a dry erase board underneath the monitor back there. They have that in every wrestling show every show I've wrestled. They've always had one of those in the locker room that basically tells you match order, who's wrestling who's over, who's out first, who's the ref, how much time you got. Yeah,
wasn't it a chalkboard before that?
Those cords. Tony says he's falling all over himself.
I think this was an audible. I don't think that was supposed to happen.
He's like, move it.
Yeah, that spot with the Conan and Ray and the truck not going. I think that may have been an audible. I don't think that was supposed to happen.
That's horror movie physics. It's like Friday
I'm
13th.
confused. I don't know what she's talking about.
Got a big scary man after you. Car won't run.
All right, hold on. I'm in the middle of shooting a show. It's all right. Nash is pissed. That was a cool cutaway. They cut off. Did you guys catch why they couldn't get away with the car? Like they didn't see anything blocking the car.
I think it did. I think it just didn't start or wouldn't start. Or there's something wrong with it.
It did start, but
stalled out.
But man, he pummeled them. And here comes Vinny Roo.
With Elizabeth.
Man, look at him coming to the ring. He looks. There's like you could just look at the look on his eyes. You could tell a story.
Looks like a monster, straight up. Absolutely.
He does.
Here's something I kind of noticed. Like when they did knockoffs of other people's themes, they at least gave them similar sounding knockoffs. Russo sounds nothing like the knockoff of Iron Man that he originally used.
Right. Yeah, I think this is all stock library music that they race to. See a sign that says Vince Russo sleeps with goats. I have proof. you imagine something like that? I mean, if they have Kevin Dunn would yank that sign so quick.
That's funny. Yeah, getting back to the music, I noticed that it pisses Vince's music too, because he came out to didn't Iron Man was the original theme.
Was that kind of what the Road Warriors came out to way back in the day too?
I don't remember.
I think one of the original themes was an Iron Man knockoff.
Now I'm watching this and seeing like Vince is clear, like being confident, calling out. Yeah, exactly. That's why.
He's calling out Luger.
He's calling out Luger, but of course, it's a
Kentucky
trap.
accent when she talks.
And Luger is coming alone because Flair's been cut off, and now
Flair got cut off by Bagwell and Douglas.
Oof, and he's fighting a maze of security. Poor guy.
Is that Styles? Is that AJ Styles in there?
Yes, it is. Interesting, huh?
Oh, that is him. It looks like him at least. Either it is him or a dude who really looks like him.
I wonder if he got more viewers.
That's not too far from Georgia, where he's at.
I know for a fact. I know Storm Harris actually worked security during this era.
I wonder if he got more views on this show than he does like on Raw these days. Who knows? Probably not. But
I think he's probably getting a lot of views now.
Well, I mean, just as a joke in general, meaning the joke that everyone's watching Raw now. Ooh, and franchise with a low blow to Luger. And Totally Buff has the hat on. Buff's a funny guy.
If you notice that when Luger came out in this era, they didn't say Lex Luger on the title card. It says Total Package.
Yeah, that's the name he was going by. It was the Total Package, which was...
It's a tagline.
Yeah. That just seemed weird that he started going by, all right, I'm going to start calling myself Total Package. I never got that. That was weird. I thought that was really, really odd.
That was his physique. He was the Total Package. He didn't have...
I mean, they called him back in the early 90s, but it's coming back. But...
And Liz gives Vinnie Rue a shot to the leg with the bat, and she's out of there. She's running like there's free pancakes at IHOP or something. I don't know. There she goes, in heels nonetheless. Go! Go!
This is the most involved she'd ever really been in a wrestling program, because in the WWF, she really just kind of walked out of the ring.
Yeah, she basically came to the ring with... and now we're continuing the story with Chronic wanting the tag belts from Bagwell and Douglas.
And I love this part. Just knock them down like a bunch of pins. Boom! Boom! Down! Down. This is like Black Friday, trying to get to the TVs. Trying to grab them. Adams and Clark were two big dudes. And that guy's down. That guy's down. They're just decimating the security. And the one guard kicks him. Mother effer. Ooh! Done. Over the top rope you go. Got the Royal Rumble coming up soon. And I don't know. I wonder how much money these guys paid.
It was awkward.
I wonder how much these guys are getting paid just to get pummeled like this.
Not much. I bet they're local indie guys.
Okay.
Or power plant guys.
Or power plant guys, yeah. Yeah, they're in Alabama here, so it's not too far.
And this guy's actually trying to give Adams a Nelson, and he shows him how it's done. Down. And this guy's wobbling. Just two monsters, man. Who'd want to be in the ring with them? And here come the real cops. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because there hasn't really been a crime committed, but that's the beauty of television, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the story is, why the cops are there arresting them. I mean,
that side.
It could have been something I missed. Could have been something on Nitro or Thunder that why there's police there. I'm not sure.
Well, we're not going to get too far into it because we're not marks. A mark, that would be a mark. There's no crime committed here, except for good TV. But
you guys back in the locker room now?
Yes, we are. David Arquette and Chris Kanyon going at it, or they're talking. He's insisting, I'm not the champion. Don't worry.
And yeah, Canyon's assuring him, hey, don't worry, we got this.
And he's still wearing that damn suit with the shades.
Kevin Nash destroying Conan and Ray's truck.
He's pissed. Oof.
Yeah, that's not gimmick glass either.
You don't think so?
No.
And we can see Conan laid out across the front 2 seats of the truck.
This is kind of goofy though. Like seeing him with this big guy with this little
Ray trying to slide away under the car. Of course, if I were Rey Mysterio and I was in a parking lot and Nash was after me, I'd hide under a car too. He wouldn't be able to reach me.
Yeah, after that first Nitro with when he threw him into the side of the trailer, I'd be like,
oh man, that was such an iconic moment.
Now we cut to in the back. Chronic is going to jail. Luger's going to jail, and Vince is being the cocky New Yorker. Take him, hit the bricks. Take him downtown. Yeah, okay. Now we cut to Vampiro entering the arena, and I kind of like
really
this entrance.
Yeah, the music doesn't really seem particularly dark, though. I was really hoping he'd get something really, some organ, something creepy, or something fast, heavy.
No, I agree with that, but I think his paint job is pretty good. He actually
visually fantastic, yeah.
He goes into another paint job after this when Insane Clown Posse comes back, and it just looks way too goofy. Like, I think this is cool, but just an interesting fact: Sting wasn't a big fan of him doing the face paint.
Man, there's the way he kind of walk. I really like the little nuances that Vampiro had, like the way he walks to the ring. You notice that?
You know what that is? 100% Michael Graves, the singer of the Misfits, just like that on stage.
Yeah.
Now he's in the middle of the ring, and I like what they do with the lighting here. Personally, it's different because the Sting's gimmick is obviously the thunder and the lights go out in the arena, which I thought was cool. Now he's pacing around the ring, and
he decided with Vampiro the face paint thing. I mean, it's not like Sting had like the copyright on face paint,
Oh no, I'm just saying. I believe there's no bigger Sting mark than me. That's obvious, but I agree. Right. I agree. I could see Vampiro's point of view. It was different. Like Sting would do a full mask like this, and Vampiro did more like a. But he wasn't happy. He was like,
yeah.
Like you could look it up on YouTube. There's a shoot with Vampiro, Sting, Human Torch match, or his opinion. Like Sting killed the whole feud. He wasn't, he wanted to work with a bigger star.
I liked where he's going with his promo, where he said, "I'm the monster you should have been."
I like that too. He's a very good.
If the company had a chance to keep going, though, you got to make new stars. You can't. The only way to make new stars is, have them pair with big guys. You can't have two new guys.
I think Vampiro could have been a main eventer coming out of this.
Absolutely.
And the lights go out, and I'm marking out for this entrance, of course. And they overshadow the Seek and Destroy, which I thought was awesome with this, but not like the do-over music is bad. And there's a crow.
Yeah, that Metallica license, that music license doesn't come cheap.
Right. Well, but it's what I remember growing up watching this live. And there's a crow. There's a crow, and here he comes down from the rafters, that brave SOB.
Now, this was after the whole Owen Hart thing, so...
Yeah, he's wearing a different harness, too. He normally come down in a full harness, like almost like a jacket, but he's only wearing like around the waist there, which is weird.
Probably for a quick to get out of it quickly.
Well, not too quickly, because he just mentioned. Well, we're not going to get into that, but anyway.
No, I mean like undoing the harness itself. I mean, a smaller harness would probably. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything, but I would assume that if you had a smaller harness, it'd be easier to get out of.
Right.
Whereas it's the actual string or cable would still be as strong.
Right.
He doesn't have a big coat to take off either. He's kind of got right in there.
Well, he's done it in his jacket, but he's doing it here, just the gear, and he is laying waste to Vampiro. The whole rafter entrance, it kind of fit his, creepy crow character, Almost like Batman in a way when you think about it. He did Joker Sting, and it's almost like a dark vigilante come from the rafters, beat the crap out of the bad guys like Batman kind of Sting. You ever picked up on that analogy?
I thought it just went right along with the crow thing. I'm a big fan of that movie. Not so much the sequels or the horrible TV show that followed, but
I never caught the TV show, but
no, don't.
And the lights go out again.
Dude, there's definitely room in wrestling today for a good vigilante gimmick.
If now's not the time, I don't know when would be. Yeah, absolutely.
Now he comes back, and I wish he would have put the beating to Vampiro even more. He knocked you into a tombstone or a grave, for crying out loud. Anyway, we cut to the back, and here comes Arquette.
Belt look bent to you? When Arquette's wearing, does the top of it look like it's kind of bent back in a little?
It does. It does.
What if we screwed the belt up?
All right, and we're back with Stasiak, who's still trying to break the free throw world record.
Put a shirt on. Just kidding. I'm jealous. Well, you know. I'm jealous of that hot blonde he's got handling his balls. All right. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, not bad. Perfect shot. Okay. Okay.
Trying to capture some of the magic of those old Mr. Perfect promos, but not quite the same.
Yeah. Now Vince is in the back. Ooh, he's getting in Liz's face.
I wonder, was that the slap he was talking about? That it was the hardest hit he ever got?
That was pretty snug.
I don't know. It was.
Again, crack, you know.
Only one way to find out, bro.
It's still so weird hearing her speaking a southern accent too when she actually gets a little mic time. It's, I don't know, it's just not used to that.
Oh, right. She did have a southern accent, kind of. I didn't pick up on that right away. Now here comes
from Kentucky, but in WWF, you know, Vince didn't like that, so I'm sure he had her squash it down.
Right. Here comes Mr. Abbott. God almighty. Put a shirt on. This time I mean it.
I'm jealous.
I'm not jealous of that beard. Did you guys hear in a hockey fight the other day, Joe Thornton got a piece of his beard ripped out? You can look it up on YouTube.
Oh, man. That can't be pretty.
That was kind of funny. But the other guy, he's kind of a little annoying agitator. But yeah, he got a piece of his beard. And it's, I don't know, he shave a little. That's what you get. It's like somebody at hockey, he complained the other day, he got hit in the face. I said, well, it's open hockey. We're not pros. Wear a cage, not a visor, not nothing like an idiot. Wear a cage.
Hockey's a work, though, right?
Huh?
Hockey's a work, though, right?
Sometimes it seems like that when we're playing. I'll tell you. Anyway, not real hockey. Here comes Arquette. Ooh.
Ref's throwing canyon outs, and now Arquette's all by himself.
Billy Silverman saying, hit the bricks. Oof. And, well, this looks interesting.
Tank's laughing.
Yeah, Tank's fire. He's not fired up, but he's about to beat the crap out of him. Smoochy Boochie. Well, no, that's for Miss Hancock, but good God almighty, look at those legs. We're cutting to the back of Kimberly with her legs propped up. I'm not talking about Tank Abbott's legs. That'd be just nasty. Okay. Anyway, back to the match. And poor Arquette, he's not really getting pummeled here. Tank's just kind of toying with him. Oh, now he took a slam.
Exactly. It's not. It doesn't need to. Not every. And this is showing. Not every match needs to be a technical, high-flying classic. All this match needs to be is Tank Abbott playing with his food until the finish.
Goes for a spear. Didn't work.
And Paige arrives in an ambulance. Paige arrives driving the ambulance.
Just like Austin, 99 Royal Rumble, just like Dean Ambrose, and now we have Paige. Always good TV. Somebody pulls up in an ambulance last minute.
Sting 92 against Rick Rude.
I did not know that. There you go.
Oh, man. That's a good
one. You go. I got to look that up now. What was it? Sting 92? What paper?
The match starts without him, and they start counting him out of the ring, and he's like running. He's got a bad knee because of Rude. Yeah, maybe we'll do that show next.
Man, you know, I noticed something like these shows, like not to knock the quality of the show, but they were known, but these shows, at least in this year, were known for, the not so high attendance numbers. But I'm looking at this and it's like, this does not look much different from a Raw crowd nowadays.
Not really. And now Bischoff is sending out Jarrett because Paige just laid out Abbott with the diamond cutter.
Diamond cutter, threw Arquette on top of him.
Arquette's on top. No sign of Jarrett. No sign of a ref.
There's the ref.
But no Jarrett. I wonder what happened. 2.
It is 3 count.
And Arquette wins. Oh, God almighty. Dave Meltzer just had a
corner.
And
of course, but of course,
oh my God.
Of course, everybody got upset over David Arquette beating, going over on Abbott. When they forget that Paige ran in and hit the cutter. But that's what these guys look at. They look at the basic result. They don't look at how things got covered and how they figured out a way to make that result make sense.
You see how awkward that was? Him going over the top rope with him and like trying to still hold on to him, go down the stairs.
Yeah, that was really awkward.
Don't that guy.
But he pulled it off.
That diamond cutter.
That
was a good sell on Abbott. Yeah, of course. I don't know how much of that was how much of that was Abbott spiking him, or how much of that was Page yanking him.
Well, Abbott's kind of, I don't know. He can't have too much mid strength because I don't see much abs. Not that I have any mid strength, but
he just went down like a lawn dart.
Oh,
the head didn't hit the mat. And
look, we're explaining why something that was supposed to happen didn't happen.
Well, you mean like why Raw wasn't good again? Oh, wait a minute.
Or like why we saw Eric Bischoff tell Jarrett to go to the ring. He never made it to the ring because Steiner cut him off.
Oof.
And
Big Papa beat down. Hello. Damn, she's cute. And she's got more balls for him.
And here comes Hennig to screw that up.
He's about to shoot the record. Oof.
Was this during the West Texas Rednecks gimmick, or just?
No, this was afterward. I think it was actually Russo who put the screws to the West Texas Rednecks gimmick.
So he's just still wearing the jeans and the boots.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Oof. There's the replay. Abbott's head never hit the mat. He did a good job, the back end going all the way up in the air, but the head never hit the mat.
That was a good bump. That was a good freaking bump.
If he didn't get hurt.
Yeah. Hopefully he wouldn't have to see a chiropractor or something after that. That didn't look too pleasant. 1-800-COLLECT. I remember those ads. And he's carrying Arquette to the back. He looks unconscious. And let's see those signs. Chad loves Kristen. Hulkamania tomorrow. Hulkamania forever. Terry Bollea. Brother.
I think that pyro caught him off guard.
I think it did too. I've never seen that bandana on him before.
I was gonna say, speaking of going casual, he's taking care of Bollea.
Yeah, he's not wearing the red and yellow. He's full blown. I'm wearing street clothes. I'm gonna go nuts. I'm gonna bleed. I'm gonna kick some ass in the back. I like this.
He's like, I'm not handling Hulk Hogan business. I'm handling Terry Bollea business.
Yeah, I gotta say, for a time when Hogan wasn't too comfortable doing all this, he looked like he was giving it 110%.
Yeah, he definitely looked like he was giving it. He wasn't mailing in. He was, 100% in it.
Yeah. Oof. He's pissed. Yeah, look at the passion. Look at the passion in those eyes. I think not a lot of that is fake. That's a shoot.
Yeah, like if you watch like when Hogan came back from after the Halloween Havoc till when the New Blood angle started, you could see a shift in him. Like it looked like a fire was lit under his ass.
You see all that kind of like nasty coolness from the NWO, but as a face,
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and then later on, they did I wouldn't say split personality, but kind of along those lines where it was like, where he was kind of going back and forth between Hulk Hogan and Hollywood Hogan,
right,
for a little bit there.
Yeah, that was around 99. He went back to, he was Hollywood the first half, and then he went to Hulk over the summer, and
then like towards the end of the New Blood angle, like from like Great American Bash, or from like was the Great American Bash? Great American Bash till his departure. He was doing the the switching back and forth between Hollywood and Hulk.
Oh, he went back to Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah. He actually did a thing where he had to fight Horace, and he said Hulk Hogan ain't fighting Horace. Then he comes out as Hollywood, and he says, but I didn't say a damn thing about Hollywood.
Yep.
Right.
And I remember watching that live on TV. Another segment I remember
vividly. He still got his lifting belt on. I'm thinking they're gonna play a part in this match.
It has to. This isn't a Coles ad. Someone's about to get smacked, baby. Oof. How would you like to be that guy?
Matchup of Mike Awesome and Hogan here. They seem like they're pretty evenly matched on paper.
Mike Awesome was so damn good doing this Legend Killer gimmick.
Right.
Well, they're going balls to the wall here. They're not, not a lot of technical wrestling, more a lot of psychology in this match. Or I would
If
assume
Hogan's
so.
going to bump himself for somebody, he probably prefers it to be someone around his size, you know.
By God, he's got a family, damn it. Oof. And
Or wait,
Awesome.
somebody got spoke too soon about good bumps. He's like, I'm not taking a hard bump there, man.
I am up too. They're brawling on the outside, just outside the ring. Are we synchronized?
Although to be fair, if I'm pushing 50 and I'm about to, there's a concrete spot, I'd be like,
Oh, no.
eh.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
And now Awesome is jumping off the top ropes. You guys synchronized with me or no?
I'm at 1748.
I'm at 1752. So we're real close.
Okay, close enough. Live TV, folks. Nothing's for sure. Okay. Going back to the outside. Oof.
That was kind of
A little ginger
And-
chair shot.
yeah. The first one was a little ginger. These are not so bad.
Yeah, he's laying those in.
Oof. Yeah, a lot of chair work during this New Blood angle with him. A lot of chair work. A lot of.
the show. I'm noticing
The question is, will he bleed? What was that, Retro? A lot of what?
a lot of railing spots. People getting thrown to the rails. Oh, here comes the strap.
Yeah, I noticed that. Up. Here it comes, baby. Slappy. Oof.
Laying the leather.
Oof. What did he do to deserve that? Oh, man. Ooh. Oof. Awesome's taking a pounding. And again, as just being the ref in this match, like, what do you tell them? Don't do, it's no DQ. Don't do it too hard. Don't do it too bad. I'm assuming it's no DQ.
All the matches were no DQ except for interference. Or they would say it was up to the referee's discretion because they wanted to give the fans, winners and losers. So they had did the story of the referees kind of giving guys more leeway. But the one consistent I noticed with them was whenever somebody that's not involved in the match got involved, that's when they would call the DQ. That was the one. That was the one consistent I noticed with the leniency in the rules.
I'm okay.
There's no veto in this one.
Yeah, there's been no sign of the Mamalukes in this one.
Disco. Yeah,
Or Disco, yeah.
That's cool. You have to have everybody in every show. You kind of just
They should be
pay
back.
attention to certain storylines.
Oof. And man, he is taking a whipping here.
Oh, I think I know why they weren't on the show because I think this was leading up to Disco leaving them and then joining up the Filthy Animals.
Right.
And Awesome takes a back body drop. No, I forget what it's called. What is that, Mr. Stransky? That movement.
What was that? What? I turned away for a split second and missed it. What did the move look like?
Picked him up by his ass, kind of.
Side slam.
Back. Okay, I thought it was backdrop, but I wasn't sure.
Back body drops right here. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
back body drops and the guy's running at you and you launch him over your head.
Oh. Well, anyway, they're in the crowd now. And are you guys picking anything up good on commentary since I'm muted? Madden's got to be saying something funny.
Shivani's loud. Shivani's good.
Shivani's loud. It's really hard to hear the commentary. I've been actually been trying to drown the commentary out.
It's well, Shivani, he's always, I noticed with Hogan, he's always going just the tad higher. He's really selling for Hogan, which is good.
Yeah, he's got his cadence of speech is pretty fast right now.
You can tell he's got a lot of respect for Hogan and Sting, as I would imagine anybody would. And now they're back in the ring. And man, for a big guy, that was a big fly by Awesome. No, Hogan kicks out. Hey, you see the guy in the front row with the Sting t-shirt? The 96, 97?
I'm noticing that Hogan's really just skipping the whole Hulk up. He's skipping the whole Hulk up thing.
Because this is Terry.
He just kind of just snaps into it. Yeah, he's just tearing up or something.
Terry Bollea, not Hulk Hogan.
That's it.
Well, he's still Hulk, but he's really emphasizing the Terry Bollea. Which...
Make it like the Bollea blow up or something? Or?
And I'm really disappointed that we didn't get to see more of Hogan in this character. I thought he could have done some really cool stuff playing this character.
Big boot. Awesome's down. Uh-oh, here comes Billy Kidman, and he's got a chair. Not today, boy.
Oh, yeah, I know what happens next. I remember this. Okay.
you could always tell when they're coming with a chair shot, like the distance, whether or not the guy's going to turn around in time. And I don't know, I was kind of 50-50 here. Like Hogan wasn't going to turn around in time, or he was.
Yeah, Bischoff in the ring now, distracting the ref.
I always want to hear what they're saying to the ref when they're holding them down. Like, are they having a dialogue there? He's like, you can't see this. You don't want to see this. Don't turn around.
I think that they have to sell a little bit for the crowd. And here comes Kidman off the top rope with a chair. Oof! And
Hogan's busted open.
Kind of dropped the chair. You could see him blading there, though.
Oh, yeah.
If you picked up on that. But, man.
Hogan's a savage, man. He keeps his blade in his mouth.
I know. Oh, does he really?
He's always done it.
Bret Hart does it. Bret Hart did it like that, too. I think he said he kept it in his upper lip.
I couldn't imagine, man. Like, why wouldn't you just keep it in your wristband? You swallow that thing, man.
And Mike Awesome with the win after the distraction from Bischoff and the interference from Kidman.
I don't know. I think I can't imagine Hogan keeps agreeing to this, but I guess he's not going to go down without a fight.
Well, he didn't go clean, so
and also technically, the thing with Mike Awesome and Hulk Hogan, technically Awesome's family.
Right. Oh yeah, that's true. And he didn't get beat clean. It is a 3-on-1 or 2.5-on-1. But man, Hogan is just literally putting his blood in for this.
And he's right back up.
And he doesn't look happy.
They can't keep lying down.
He's bleeding a lot these last few episodes, and he's mad. Oof. Oh. Can you let her out, please? Thank you. He means business.
Oh, here comes
and he hits the ref
in the crowd.
And this is what I was talking about. And we got here comes security. What a moron. And he got a Sting mask. Oh.
And then the new blood falls on Hogan just as the guy got out of the ring.
Yeah, that could have totally ruined that spot.
That fan almost completely blew that spot.
You think he was ever allowed back at a show?
No.
Like, I wonder what the procedure is, like if charges are probably pressed or something, even though he didn't touch anybody.
I'm sure they probably put his name in a database, and it's like, if this guy is, we see this guy at a show, get rid of him.
It probably depends how he acted, if he was sorry or not,
Oh. And Hogan's covered in the same blood that covered Sting last week.
Red, yeah.
Of course, he doesn't have face paint on top of all that like Sting, but still not very pleasant. Not very pleasant.
Yep. And the new blood stands tall over Hogan as we go off the air.
Interesting arm gesture from Eric Bischoff there. That was
yeah, I caught that too.
I understand going heel, but
all right, so what do you guys think?
That was solid. It made sense. Everything was cohesive, and even there's a few spots that weren't super graceful in the ring, but
it wasn't. There were a few couple swings and a miss, but it's 2 hours. You're not gonna bat 1,000 every time.
Yeah, it made sense to me. I wasn't sitting there scratching my head and going, no, you left this plot hole. That I didn't really have any of that, so it was nice.
I thought it was a good solid show. They covered everything. No plot holes that I noticed off the top of my head. Stories continued from last week. Ended it on a cliffhanger. What more do you want?
Action. I've sort of noticing that WCW in this era was kind of adopting a little bit of ECW. A lot of that flavor, because I think they wanted to grab some of that demographic.
I could see that.
We're the Monday Night Wars, but they really laid it on good there.
I could definitely see some of that influence in there for sure.
Definitely. I can't complain. Again, watching back now, a little differently than as a kid, because I can remember it. This is 17 years ago. Of course, I'm going to mark out for the Sting spots, and everyone's like, oh, he's a Sting mark. Of course, he's going to like the show. But no, there's more to it than that. It's not just, a bunch of matches over and over with no psychology. Nothing in the back, no surprises. There's emotion. You could tell everyone's emotionally invested in the show. I'm excited when I watch it. It's a good show. Is it perfect like we said? No. But
it doesn't feel like when you watch a show, it doesn't feel like you're watching a bad high school drama class script reading.
Right. And it was cool.
When you think about it too, if you flip the channel to USA around this time, you might have seen an 85-year-old woman giving birth to a hand. Well, people bash Vince Russo's writing. I just go, oh, come on.
For Sami Zayn match any day.
Oh,
Exactly.
actually, I think I remember the actual show that was they had on Raw was a it was actually it was actually the Rock defending his newly won WWF title against Shane in a cage.
Oh, I remember that.
I think The Rock and Austin were the two things that catapulted WWF at the time over. If they didn't have that, I think things could have gone a lot differently.
The Attitude Era, in my opinion, I think that was the definition of lightning in a bottle. You had all the
Absolutely.
pieces in place at the right time.
And you
Definitely.
pushed the right people, which is a lost art now, apparently.
You had, in WCW, you had the NWO, a bunch of guys that were, out of order. They were rebels, not taking crap. They were taking over, doing it their way. And the WWF counterpart to that, of course, was just one guy that hated Vince McMahon and gave him a few stunners. And it was pretty cool because if you notice at the time, Austin, he had plenty to say. Meanwhile, the guy with the white and black face paint wasn't saying a word.
Yeah, it's definitely less is more.
Yeah,
And you can't forget that Austin had a great foil in Vince McMahon.
Yeah, they
The
needed.
sad thing about that, though, is they stretched that authority thing out for decades now, and they're still doing
Yeah,
it.
it was like, hey, we struck, oodles of gold with this. Let's run it into the ground till the well dries up.
And past that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. A few Triple H promos here and there. Well, whatever.
Yeah, the thing I notice now is just Stephanie comes out and she'll just neuter every guy, every girl, everybody, people that are over, people that aren't over. She always gets the last. And if she's not getting the last word, she's doing the super cheesy.
I can only think of 2 times in the last 5 years that Stephanie McMahon has gotten her comeuppance. Once when Vicky Guerrero pushed her in the pudding, and when Seth Rollins bumped her into the table.
Oof, I remember that now.
It.
And that table spot was freaking
atrocious. It was horrible. You think your biggest show of the year, you take a nice solid bump.
It's like, okay, Stephanie, give us some. Let him put you through the table. Come on.
Your brother's coming off the top of the cage through this thing. You can't take a little better.
Yeah, at least let Rollins put you through it instead of just, I fell.
That might be a little edgy for 2017. We know how people are these days.
Everyone's so sensitive.
I'm gotten to the point now where it's like, you know what? Screw those guys. If you write the right story, you put the right heat on it, you make the crowd want it, you can do something like that and get away with it.
Agreed.
Given it, I guess they come up instant. That teaches
exactly. If someone has that coming, then there's nobody arguing them having it come to them.
Absolutely.
If you build a good heel, you can have a babyface do heelish things to a heel if they have it coming to them.
Well, even Hogan back in the day, in the old WWF stuff I'm watching right now, yeah, he does heel stuff. But if you're the guy everybody get paid to come see, then that's what they want.
There's one company in St. Louis I worked for, or I wrestled for, where they did a storyline between these 2 guys fighting over a belt, and the one guy who was the champion, who was the heel, always got out of his matches by low blowing people each and every time. So the blow off was they had a no disqualification match, and the guy goes for the low blow again. However, or what was it? And then the guy sells it like he did get low blowed. However, while the heel champion celebrating, babyface pulls cup out of his pants and then hits the heel in the crotch with a hockey stick. 1, 2, 3. Crowd went nuts.
That's happened to me. Not in a wrestling ring. It's happened to me.
But Roddy Piper, when it was a Piper against the Mountie, and the Mountie had that shock stick. He's shocking everyone, and then he goes to hit Piper. And Piper sells it and turns around and he nails the Mountie. And he pulls up his shirt. He's got a vest that says "shock proof" on it.
Yep.
Classic spot.
Exactamundo.
Classic spot.
Are we still recording?
We are.
All right.
So anyway. Yep. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was the 5/1/2000 edition of Nitro. What grade would you guys give this show?
I'd give it a solid B.
I'll go A-. A-.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a few spots that weren't super graceful, but I could gloss over that because the storyline made sense and it was interesting.
Yeah, if it's a good overall show, a few mistakes are excusable.
Absolutely.
What kind of grade am I going to give this show? Let's see. There was some good passion, good story, matches where I'm not going to go too much in matches. Unless I want to. Inner Keller, the matches were terrible. There were no psychology. John Cena should just shut up. Shut the hell up, please. Anyway.
I don't know what that match with Jarrett and Steiner, and that was too long. That didn't go long enough.
The match with Jarrett and Steiner was too long.
It wasn't long enough. It had to go 5 minutes for at least 1 star, so I'm going to give it 0 stars.
And I'm a 40-something-year-old man, and I'm giving people migraines all around the country. I'm going to go A-. A-. All
right, any final thoughts? That was good.
Just jump into this cold and not really being super familiar with what came before it. It was a good show. You could jump into this and just hit the rubber, hit the road, and just keep watching the series. And
yep, you know who the bad guys are. You know who the good guys are. You know who hates who. You know why they hate each other. Or you know why there's something going on, and you know that it's continuing.
Right. Yeah, it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Yep. Agreed. And again, just bringing back everybody watching Raw, I highly recommend you turn that crap off, go on the network, watch the good stuff. This is the stuff, again, about a year and a half ago, I was kind of in a funk, and I started watching this again, and it got me back into wrestling a little bit because I saw, wrestling doesn't have to be boring. It could be good, like this was. And I really like these shows for a lot of reasons, not just because I'm a Sting mark. I think they speak for themselves, so go check them out. And guys, thanks again for waiting for me, and thanks for joining us, Retro Shred.
Yeah, I had fun. We'll do this again, I hope.
We have to do this again. This is way too much fun to not do again.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching with us, and we'll see you next time.
Remember, the only thing for sure about this show is nothing's for sure. Woo!
Peace out.
This is Vince Russo's The Brand.